Welcome, dear listener. Tonight, allow yourself to drift back through time, past centuries of whispers and candlelight, to a city that stood like a jewel at the crossroads of continents, Constantinople. A city of soaring domes, labyrinthine streets, and hushed corridors. A place where faith, power, and intrigue were woven into every stone. Imagine yourself moving quietly through these grand halls, past mosaics glittering with gold, past shadows cast by flickering oil lamps. Here, behind the grand pageantry and ceremonial splendor, worked men and women whose stories rarely fill our history books, the scribes of the imperial palace. They lived in silence, yet their words carried the weight of emperors. Tonight, we will step into their world, exploring their meticulous labors, the rise and fall of rulers they served, the secrets hidden beneath Constantinople's most sacred spaces, and the contrasting splendor of the Byzantine elite. Let the soft cadence of this tale guide you. Feel each word settle over you like the gentle hush of falling snow as we begin this journey into the quiet heart of Byzantium. Now, imagine yourself seated at a heavy wooden desk. The light of a brass lamp casts a steady glow across sheets of fine parchment. Your hand moves carefully, steadily, as you shape each elegant Greek letter with a reed pen ink dark as midnight, words that will decide the fate of cities. You are palace scribe in the heart of Constantinople. Each morning begins with a ritual. Washing your hands, preparing fresh ink, straightening the worn cushion on your stool. You work inside a small chamber tucked behind grand reception halls. The room is cool even in summer, its air heavy with the scent of ink, beeswax, and damp stone. You are tasked with copying imperial decrees, correspondence, and chronicles of the empire's deeds. A single mistake can mean confusion, even more so each word must be perfect. You check and recheck, your eyes straining as candlelight flickers across your manuscript. Sometimes, you hear footsteps echoing in the corridor outside, the hurried pace of a messenger, or the measured tread of a court official. You do not look up. Your world is the world of ink and paper, of quiet focus. At midday, you rise to stretch your back. You walk past other scribes, nodding silently. Some work on translations from Latin or Syriac. Others copy religious texts to be sent to distant monasteries. The scribes form a community bound together by shared silence, shared skill, and shared understanding of the importance of their task. When the emperor orders new edicts, it is the scribes who first know his will. They must keep secrets as carefully as they keep their quills sharp. You return to your desk. Outside, the city teems with merchants, soldiers, priests. But here, in these quiet halls, time feels slower, measured by the steady rhythm of your pen, the gentle turning of pages. By nightfall, your fingers ache. You set down your pen, blow gently on the fresh ink to dry it, and close the precious volume you've worked on all day. Before you leave, you place it in a chest secured with a brass lock, a small, unassuming box that contains words powerful enough to change the world. Now, let us shift our gaze from the quiet scribes to the stormy currents of power swirling above them. Imagine yourself standing in the great palace of Constantinople, where each polished tile reflects the ambitions of emperors, where every archway has heard secrets that could topple thrones. Tonight, we turn our attention to Emperor Basil I, a man who would one day earn the title Bulgar Slayer. But let us begin, not at his height, but in his youth, when palace halls echoed with uncertainty. Basil was crowned co-emperor while still a child, a pawn in courtly games. Regents ruled in his name, alliances shifted like sand. The scribes recorded each decree and treaty, carefully noting every alteration, as powerful generals and scheming aristocrats tested the strength of the boy's claim. Imagine the hushed anxiety of scribes hearing distant arguments from the imperial chambers. Each word they heard could signal war, peace, or the fall of another court favorite. As Basil grew, he learned to navigate these treacherous waters. He watched, listened, and waited, patience becoming his greatest weapon. He finally seized power in his own right, consolidating authority with a quiet ruthlessness. His campaigns against the Bulgarians would stretch for decades, his victories earning both fear and respect across Europe and the Near East. In the palace, scribes chronicled every siege and treaty. They detailed the long years of campaigns, the rivers crossed, the strongholds taken, the oaths sworn by defeated kings. But even as Basil's armies expanded the empire's borders, his power depended on the silent work of scribes who drafted demands for tribute, recorded names of surrendered nobles, and preserved the emperor's legacy. As he aged, Basil became known for his austerity. He wore simple robes, ate modest meals, and slept on a bare cot, a striking contrast to the luxuries of court life. His reign brought stability and wealth to the empire, yet when he died, scribes noted the omens of a coming decline, ambitious nobles stirring again, border enemies testing weaknesses, the seeds of future fractures sown even in a time of triumph. And so the scribes continued their work, documenting the rise of an emperor who outlasted rivals, but also the quiet shift of fate, like wind changing direction in the night. Now let your thoughts drift beneath the surface of Constantinople, where secrets sleep beneath the city's crowning jewel, the Hagia Sophia. Above ground, the Hagia Sophia is a breathtaking wonder of domes and mosaics, a monument to faith and imperial power, its marble floors polished by the footsteps of emperors, monks, and pilgrims. But below its grand nave lie shadows, passages, crypts, and chambers lost to time. Some are known, storage rooms for relics, tunnels connecting to palaces, but others remain cloaked in mystery. Imagine yourself moving quietly down a narrow stone staircase beneath the Hagia Sophia. The air grows damp and cool. A faint scent of ancient earth and candle soot lingers. You walk slowly, your footsteps softened by centuries of dust. Some chambers were carved for practical purposes, cisterns to store fresh water, hidden passages built for emperors and patriarchs to escape in times of siege. Other spaces defy easy explanation, rooms with walls scorched by fire but never mentioned in chronicles, oddly shaped niches carved in silence, collapsed passages leading to nowhere we know. Modern archaeologists have mapped many tunnels, but suspect more remain, buried beneath layers of collapsed masonry and shifting earth. Legends speak of a lost library beneath the Hagia Sophia, scrolls tucked away during times of iconoclasm, guarded by faithful scribes willing to die to keep forbidden texts from destruction. Occasionally, a stone shifts, a chamber is uncovered, revealing fragile pottery or a mosaic fragment, silent witnesses to secrets of faith, politics, and fear. Imagine running your hand along cold stone walls marked by unknown hands, marks left in haste, perhaps, as someone fled or hid during a siege. A drop of water falls into a black pool, its sound echoing off stone carved 1,000 years ago. In these spaces, time feels different. The city above bustles with merchants and chants from minarets, but here, in the earth's quiet belly, only whispers remain. Now let us ascend once more out of the dark tunnels, up the marble stairs, and into the gilded halls where Constantinople's most powerful dined, prayed, and schemed. Imagine yourself standing at the entrance to a grand reception room in the great palace, your eyes adjusting to the warm glow of hundreds of oil lamps reflecting off gilded ceilings and polished marble floors. Long tables are draped with silken cloths. Platters overflow with roasted pheasant, honeyed figs, creamy cheeses, and spiced wines. The scent is rich and heady, rosemary, cinnamon, roasted meats mingling in the candlelit air. Servants move like shadows between guests, refilling cups, replacing empty dishes, bowing deeply but never speaking unless addressed. Here, the aristocracy measure their words carefully. A single slip could offend a powerful ally. A careless boast could plant seeds of betrayal. The walls of these halls have heard countless whispers, alliances cemented by marriage, conspiracies planned with careful nods, ambitious courtiers weaving stories of loyalty and glory to catch the emperor's ear. And yet, beyond intrigue, there is splendor. Guests wear robes of deep purple and green, embroidered with gold thread. Jeweled belts flash in the lamplight. Delicate diadems glitter atop carefully arranged hair. At feast's end, a hush falls as a priest offers a prayer. Voices chant ancient hymns, echoing across arches that seem to stretch into the heavens. After the feast, some retire to chambers decorated with ivory screens and woolen tapestries. Others gather in small circles, where cups of sweet wine loosen tongues, sharing stories of distant provinces, victories at the empire's frontiers, or omens seen in dreams. But even here, under layers of luxury, lies fear of imperial disfavor, of sudden exile, of the city's enemies gathering beyond the horizon. And so, laughter is tempered, eyes flick to shadows, every gesture calculated, because in Byzantium's glittering heart, survival depends as much on subtlety as on wealth. Now, the candles are almost spent. The palace halls lie silent, and the echoes of footsteps fade into the marble floors of Constantinople's long memory. You have walked the hushed path of a palace scribe, each letter carved in ink a testament to patience and precision. You have witnessed the rise of an emperor who ruled with both steel and silence, traced mysteries in the shadows beneath the Hagia Sophia, and drifted through the splendor of banquets where power and fear danced side by side. Through it all, you've seen how lives were woven together, quiet hands shaping history, powerful voices carried on scrolls, and secrets resting in stone until time itself forgets. Now, as you settle into your own stillness, let your breath match the slow, deliberate rhythm of the scribe's quills. Let your thoughts drift like whispers through ancient halls, unhurried, unburdened, at peace. For in the calm of these stories, there is a gentle reminder that even in the grandest empires, it was quiet moments, a scribe's careful hand, a shared glance, and a crowded banquet that held the world together. May you find rest tonight, knowing that in the soft shadows of history, you are never alone.